you so much for being here for Gracious Girls Club. If you could please tell me your name, your title, and the company that you work for.
My name is Karen Colvin. I am the manager of STEM curriculum and programs here at the Huntsville Botanical Garden.
Terrific. And walk me through what your job is all about. Tell me what your day-to-day is like, what your career has looked like. Just give me a general overview.
Well, here at the Huntsville Botanical Gardens, we have STEM programs for children ages 4 through 12. So the majority of my time is spent writing the curriculum, planning the activities for those children that come to our camps, and training the educators who teach the camps. We also have homeschool programs, so much going on at the garden. I also work with teachers who come here for professional development to learn more about using STEM education in their classroom, especially pertaining, of course, to plant science and environmentalism. So most of my day is spent finding fun activities that encourage STEM education with our kids and teachers.
That's awesome. So what are some of the ways that you mesh the garden and STEM together? What would some of that curriculum look like?
Well, we do, of course, mostly plant science. So we look at plant structure, we look at pollination and learning about pollinators. Seed dispersal is a fun activity I like to do where we talk about all the different ways that seeds spread through nature, sometimes by wind or water, sometimes by animals even. I also work with the horticulture department to make sure that we are giving them the best experience with seeing good plants and learning about different types of plants. We have trees that we learn about, we have herbs that we learn about when we're cooking, vegetable gardening for those that want to go home and grow their own food. So there's so many things we use the garden for with our STEM programming.
That is incredible. That sounds amazing. So I know you cover all four letters of STEM, but most of the scientists that work at the garden, which letter would you say most applies to them? Science, technology, engineering, or math, or if there's multiple?
I think people would be surprised how much STEM is done at a botanical garden. The science is obvious. We do a lot of plant science and conservation efforts, but we also use technology here at the garden. We have a neat program called GIS where our GIS specialist goes in and uses technology to locate plants and create a map. So we use a lot of technology with that program. There's a lot of engineering and math that goes into planning the garden. Landscape design is no joke. I'm telling you, they have to look at scale, they have to study the science and problem solve soil solutions. So there's a lot of STEM happening here at the Botanical Garden, of course, most of it being the science.
Yeah, that's so cool. Those are things that I didn't even think to expect. Like you were talking about the landscape. I mean, of course, but I never would have thought that. That is so cool. Okay, so walk me through. If this is something that you might be interested in one day, what type of schooling, what type of degree would you have to get? How exactly would you go about joining this career field?
Well, as for my field, I am an educator. So I am a retired school teacher. I taught elementary school and gifted programs for 30 years. And when I retired, I knew this would be a perfect fit. So if you want to write curriculum, you need at least a bachelor's degree in education. You can even get a degree in writing curriculum. There's STEM education degrees now where you can actually get a degree in STEM education and be the best STEM teacher you could possibly be. And then writing curriculum is something that you can develop with experience. Many of the folks that work here in the horticulture department have at least a bachelor's degree. We have some all the way up to PhDs. So your education can just go as far as you would like to take it in these fields.
That is so helpful. So walk me through exactly why you chose this field. I know you were saying, retiring from education, but why specifically did you choose this and what's the best part of your job?
Yeah. Well, working here at the garden is just an extension of a lifelong passion I've had for nature and growing plants. I love flowers. I love vegetables. I have fruit trees. You name it, I probably grow it at home. So going from my background in education to a botanical garden was a perfect fit for me. And I just think anytime you're looking for a career path, if you can connect your passion to your job, then you never work a day in your life because you love going to work every day. And that's how it is for me.
Oh, I love it. I couldn't agree more. Are there any challenges that you face? Like, what are some things that are problems that hit your desk that you're told, we need you to fix this, we need you to be an expert? How do you help in that way?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about probably the biggest challenge I have is finding new ways to teach the same thing. Because if you think about plants are plants and their pollination is pollination, but we have kids who come back to our garden for repeated programs and camps and all these really fun educational STEM experiences. And I want them to have something fresh every time. So I spend a lot of time doing research, learning from other environmental educators at conferences. So I would say my biggest challenge here is making sure that I keep all of our programs fresh and new for everyone that wants to come to our program and then come again, because I love it. Because today, for example, we started our spring break camps, and I saw a lot of faces who have been coming here for years. So I really want to make sure they get something new every time they come.
That is just awesome. Now, 20 bucks tells me I already know the answer to this question, but Karen, would you choose this exact same career all over again?
Absolutely. It is a dream to be able to work with these kids, enjoy nature, being outside. Just such a beautiful environment here at the Huntsville Botanical Garden. And to be able to work here and follow my passion for nature, working with kids, education, it's just all wrapped up here at the garden.
Sounds like you've got a good thing going, girl. All right, one last question before I let you go. I know how busy you are. If you had a message to young students, anywhere from elementary school to adolescent, and they were looking at joining the STEM force one day, what would your message to them be?
Follow your passion. Find out what you love to do. Find out what you're very interested in. When you're choosing books at the library, do you have a topic you're always going back to? And make that your career. And STEM education is more than just the science, technology, engineering, and math. It's really more about problem solving. And we need problem solvers in the future. So whatever you do, whichever of the many STEM careers that you choose, make sure it aligns with your passion and make sure you're doing something that's going to help the world solve some of these problems.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. I love that. STEM is about problem solving. That is so true. Well, Karen, thank you so much for talking to us today. Thanks for sharing just a little bit of what STEM is like at Huntsville Botanical Garden. I hope you have a great day today.
You too. Thank you.